best bites forever.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Best Bites Forever. In this video, I'm going to be checking out the Wilton Cookie Tree Cutter Kit and seeing how it works, doing a quick review for you. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here it is. Let's open it up and see what we have in here. It says that it contains one recipe, 3 decorating bags, 1 instruction sheet, and 2 tips. So obviously here are the 2 tips. They're kind of stuck in the little star there. So it looks like I have these 2 little tips, little star tip and the little straight piping tip thing there. It has all of the different size cutters, obviously, to cut the tree. And then underneath here we have our 3 disposable piping bags, nice and convenient, and a little instruction manual. So it looks like we have several languages here. English is inside. I have a choice of large rollout cookie recipe, there's grandma's gingerbread recipe, and a royal icing recipe. Some instructions for the cookie stars, assembling the tree, and then we go to other languages, so it looks like this is it for instructions. I did want to check here on the royal icing. It is meringue powder. It's not using egg whites, so you can see, which I'm glad I bought some meringue powder yesterday because I was thinking that it was going to be using the Wilton meringue powder. So I'm just going to follow this recipe here. I need to make a decision, but I'm going to do that and then we'll do the rest together. Also, before you get started here, go ahead and wash all of this like by hand in warm soapy water. Obviously you don't have to wash the piping bags because they're disposable, but wash this stuff and wash this and then dry it off really good. There are additional bits of equipment that are needed for this, like a rolling pin, cookie sheets. I'm going to go ahead and list, see they have this little list right here depending on what you're making, so I'm just going to retype this into the description so that you can see the additional stuff that's needed. So now that we have all that taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and just start creaming my butter and hope that everything fits in this bowl. So just as a quick side note here, I do have my recipe doubled. That's what it says to do in the instructions, but I end up with quite a bit of extra. So I went ahead and added my eggs and my extracts. I used half vanilla and half almond extract. The recipe calls for all vanilla, but I love almond extract, so I went ahead and added that in. Go ahead and mix that together, scrape your bowl, and then add your flour 1 or 2 cups at a time. Give it a nice little stir, scraping the bottom when you're all finished, and make sure there's no powder on the bottom. Now we're ready to roll this out. I went ahead and kept moving mine around just to make sure that it wasn't sticking underneath. We're rolling to a 1/4 inch thick here, and you want to make sure that this is super even, because if it isn't, your tree isn't going to set right. You're going to need to cut 2 of each of the cutters, with the exception of the smallest one, which you are going to need 3 of. Use a bench knife or a spatula to move these over to your ungreased sheet pan. And for the bottom layer, the biggest cookie cutter, I'm going to go ahead and roll these directly on my sheet pan because I am never going to be able to pick that up without breaking it or bending it or making it deformed in some way. So go ahead and do those right on top of your sheet pan. Again, no grease on these sheet pans, although on this one I did use a little bit of flour. All of these are going to go into the oven. The bigger ones are going to go back in for a minute. The smaller ones are done. They should have just a touch of golden on the edges, but no more than that, or they will get dry. I just want to show you on this recipe that it did say to double it, and I ended up with quite a bit of leftover cookie dough, although I think if I didn't double it, I wouldn't have had quite enough. So just plan on making some extra cookies or freezing it or whatever. By the way, when I finished the dough, I had put it into 8 little separate discs so that it was easier to work with. So I am still rolling out cookies and stuff, but I'm also going to get my icing going. Again, I'm just following the instructions. So this is doubled, which is what it says to do, although check out my cookie dough. Hang on. I have all that left, and I'm about to put my last big cookie in. So I don't know that it needed to be doubled, or I don't know if I'm going to be crying later because I should have made my cookies thicker, but we'll find out when I go to assemble. So far, they're beautiful. Anyway, I'm doing my icing, and I will get back to you. So here is cookie number 1. I'm just gonna put, it has royal icing under it. I'm gonna put a tiny little dot right there, which is gonna hold the next one. So you just wanna stagger them, right, like so. That's gonna work. Little dot. So little dot. The instructions kind of were confusing because on one side it says cut, see, stack, decorate, but then like as you're doing it, it says decorate all the cookies and then stack them. I'm doing it this way because I don't have time to do it the other way. Also, I decided to use my larger piping tip again because I'm kind of in a hurry, so this is going to be what I decorate with. This is, I'm just using it, I'll do fill-ins in between, and hopefully I'm going to get this done in the next 15 minutes. So here it is. This is my lovely little star, and I did this with like a bronze metallic powder, and I just put a little bit of the royal icing. So I'm just gonna put like a big blob there, and oh so carefully, you know, let's pick the pretty front side. I'm gonna put it right there. Yay! Give it a little stabilization though, I think. I probably should have done both sides of the star, but I didn't. There it is. I can't turn it sideways to show it to you, but there it is. So overall, I thought this kit was really great. I was really happy with it. Do plan on having some extra dough because you are definitely going to have some left. Also, if you can start this a day ahead of time, it does say in the instructions to do so, but I didn't read them ahead of time, so I ended up doing this all in one day, and it does take quite a bit of time. If you can, bake your cookies a day ahead. Overall though, like I said, this was a really great little kit. The recipe was absolutely delicious and came out just right. I'm super happy with this sugar cookie recipe, and I'm going to be using it again in the future. So that is it for now, everybody. I hope you had a great time watching this video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Happy cooking and Merry Christmas, everyone.
BackBitesForever.com